Donald Trump just passed out in public again, and honestly, at this point, I can't even blame the guy. Now, before you click off the video, let me explain myself. Donald Trump sets up the most boring events possible. Every single person in his cabinet of criminals and idiots is boring the shit out of all of us by kissing Donald Trump's ass constantly. That's all these events are. And although everyone likes a compliment now and then, even the biggest narcissist on the planet has to get somewhat tired of it, and he literally gets tired of it. Donald Trump passed out today during a meeting with members of his cabinet and plenty of onlookers who were just stunned, but they shouldn't be, because this is what Donald Trump just does at this point. And before he passed out, he did the thing that he always does before he falls asleep. Talk about the renovations he wants to do in the White House. The man quite literally couldn't be more out of touch with reality. Well, we love the chandeliers and the gold is great. He was actually handed a piece of gold by one of the suck-ups at this press conference because, of course, but Trump is focused on his shitty and gaudy interior design, and then he decided to pivot, because that wasn't entertaining enough, to corruption. Donald Trump's second favorite thing to do during the presidency, and he was bragging about his insider trading. Oh, wow, Donald, you were able to pump up your stock price by playing the market with strategic investments and Truth Social posts intended to change stock prices. Wow, you're so incredible. Donald Trump once said he would be a great stockbroker. Yeah, when you kind of control the market, it's easy to game it. Donald Trump also said he'd be a great communist because he'd promise everything and deliver nothing, which is what Donald Trump already does. But like I said, this meeting was just full of kiss asses and Donald Trump pretending that he was the greatest guy in the world by lying about how fantastic he is, like he did when asked, or I guess prompted by himself, to just ramble about the fake investments made in America. It's not only just stupid that Donald Trump does this, but it's also so offensive, and it really should offend all of us, because what Donald Trump is saying is that he was able to get these huge investments from willing partners overseas, or he's always talking about how Amazon or Microsoft or Meta is doing the same thing. But these numbers are fake. They're only existing to prop up a failing market and to allow Donald Trump to pretend that he's this great deal maker, when in fact, all the countries agreeing, and they're mostly Gulf states, get tons in return. The Saudis are getting a nuclear bomb out of what? Dealing Donald Trump whatever he wants and giving him good PR? These numbers aren't real. They don't actually help you. They just allow Donald Trump to brag about nothing. Because again, he is so out of touch with reality, which is why before he passed out in public, he was trying to read his speech and made this interesting remark. This is another great example of how little Donald Trump actually cares about the presidency. He does not want to be doing this job. Really, if anything, we should just make Donald Trump the first lady. And I don't mean that in a pejorative sense. I mean, like, sure, if you want to build ballrooms and decorate horses and say where the chandeliers should go,